All right, all right, all right. Let's do this, guys. I know I've been kind of MIA, but and I swear, like, even though I've been doing videos for like 3 months or over almost close to 3 years, I still get the butterflies and I get nervous. So if there's any, because I know there's a few new faces in the group, if you feel those butterflies effect or the nerves, it's good. Lean into them versus backing away, and because we need to. Are we still there? Oh yeah. We are. But move the energy. I did a lot of my videos sitting and it didn't feel right. So now that I'm standing, it's easier to move. Your energy shows up differently. So move your energy to show up in your videos. And I want to dive into today's topic, and it's take your audience on a journey. And I have to give a big shout out to my homie Kyrie, because he recommended watching the video by Gary Vee. Y'all know him. It's document versus create. And I'll include the link below, but basically it's document in your video, like in the journey of your experience, versus creating it, which, you see a lot of the old way of doing things of the experts in the online space is, kind of being a lecturer, and you go to school and it's kind of boring. A lot of the videos are trending and moving into the documenting. So the ones that are able to really capture the experience for you and include you, you're going to be more engaged with them. And so I was thinking to myself, I'm like, well, how do I do this? And implement it and apply it to my business. And as many of you know, I've been in Australia for 9 months now, or over 9 months. And I was trying to figure out a way to document my experience so that, I could take people with me. So versus then just, putting up some photos, because a lot of times when I was there, I was reflecting. And so I was like, how do I get them involved and included? And so this kind of inspired today's topic of how do you document versus creating videos, so that you take your audience on an experience, to experience you in a deeper depth that, that's the trend of where our videos are going, but also so that it creates that connection and that experience, because that's what people really want to experience from you. And so the first way is to record the video of where you are actually at. So if you're in your environment, take your phone and just document and walk through whatever you're thinking through, whatever you're doing, and that way you're including your audience with you in your thought process in the actual environment. And I love how Dom did this, like in the video below, I think it's below this one. He did an amazing job of not only talking about the topic, but kind of what the experience and creating it visually. I watched it like 5 times, because it was just so much fun. And so when you're kind of taking your audience on that experience, they get to experience you on a deeper level versus you just lecturing about it. Because we got to think about our audience, and we all learn different ways. There's a visual, there's the audio, and the kinesthetic. And I'm a kinesthetic learner, so I learn by doing. So watch, do, watch, do. And so you want to make sure that you kind of speak to all these modalities of how people learn. And so when you're actually in the experience, the audience experience you on a more authentic level. The second way is to have it like if you're having a conversation with somebody or doing an interview. And so that way it's the conversation of you, especially if you're a little bit nervous to get on video. When you have somebody else's energy to kind of piggyback off. And especially when you have that live stream and the audience engagement, the fact it now creates a community, and we learn much more powerfully as a community and social learning. So because the more that you collaborate and the conversations are going, there's where the magic happens. That's where you have ninja strategies, they're like, oh my goodness, it's just powerful. So having just setting up a conversation, if you're having a conversation, you're like, oh my goodness, that would be awesome for my audience. Boom, put your phone up there. It's easy. Forget out of the space of trying to make things perfect and having the perfect background and scripted. Forget that. People don't want to see that. Or not that they don't want to see it, but it's some of the most powerful videos are just in the action. And then the third way to do it is you kind of being the director, and you just take a camera and document whatever's happening. And you can even talk, kind of do the voiceover of explaining what's happening. And this is really powerful in creating some of our, social movements in today's time, because they basically, whether it's in Syria or, the Black Lives Matter, people were just taking videos of it and showing what was happening and posting their experience. And so, videos are very, very powerful. And I think The same thing was done actually in World War II. There's like, the government asked like the top 5 directors at the time, movie directors, to kind of go overseas and record the war and document it so that they would send that back to people who aren't there, and to kind of get the audience more engaged and inspired to stay committed to the journey. And so video is so powerful in a sense to kind of turn to more than just a video. And the fact that you can make an impact on a bigger level. And then the ripple effect is far beyond that, because sometimes you never know what's going to really trigger and what's not. And so, by documenting, kind of getting this into a practice, you bring people on a journey with you versus just lecturing. And so one of the things, if you're really, really nervous getting on video, I've been kind of playing around with this as well. And it's anytime when you're texting or messaging your family or friends, create a video of it, a short, like 30-second to a minute video, and you start practicing that and sending that to your family and friends. And that way it kind of gets you, one, in that documenting mode, but also gets you comfortable with, being on camera, or, instead of sending a text, do a voice talk, or whatever that app thing is called. You know what I'm talking about. So that way you start practicing hearing yourself and seeing yourself, and see how you best show up on video, how you best show up on audio, and get comfortable with it. All right, because I've been watching your videos, Dom and Melanie and Joseph, Barbara and Scott. I've been watching you. So if you have any videos that you want feedback on, post them in the group. The group is here for you. Love you guys so much. Go out there, make amazing videos by being you. Love you, love you. How do I finish this? Oh yeah.